Hi, it's Nick. I'm making this video to show you my new 282 heavy Mikado steam locomotive, which I received last week. I'll explain a little bit about the engine and also the details of it. But it's a legacy engine, and it has the Odyssey 2-speed control. It has the crew torque, chuff synchronized chuffing that has 32 levels, and it has the whistle, which also has the smoke effect, and it also has the sequence control, which plays the sound effect of the entire trip. I'll start with the side of the engine. One thing I like about the engine also, the front part, it's gray, and then it goes into the rest of the engine, which is black. And it also has a nice striping, this white striping along the side. And it has a little part that goes in the front, which I'll show you later. And it has separately applied railings right in here. This is all. And then you have piping here. And then you have some piping right in this area. There's 5 of them, but they're all separately applied. And 4 of them go down into this unit here. And then I have another one pipe that comes down and goes into this side of the unit. To be honest with you, I'm a model railroad hobbyist, so I don't know all of the names or parts of the diesel. So if anyone does know the parts that I'm pointing out and I don't know what they are, why don't you just make a comment and let me know what that particular part is named, and also what its function is on the steam engine. I'd appreciate it. Over in the front, you have the builder's plate, and with a magnifying glass you can actually read it. One part does say this was built in 1918, this particular engine. Also, it has some piping, but this isn't molded in the cast. And even though it's cast, it really is nice workmanship. Then you come down and you have this pipe which brings steam from the boiler down into the piston. And what I also like is the connecting rods that they have, and it's such nice detail. Like all this part in here moves, this part that you see here moves, and all these other parts move. Piston back and forth, moves them. And you have brake shoes right in this area, in here, and in between the other wheels, which you can't see because of the linkage. And as you come along, you have your ash pan right in here, and I like the fact that they painted it gray. And this one doesn't have the ash glow on it. The back wheels trucks are cast. It has some nice detail. It has an oil cap here. And you have your springs, but again, as I mentioned, it's all cast. You have the number 689, and then in the cab you have a window with 4 little windows, and it's glass, but it doesn't move back and forth. It just stays in one position. And then, then you have the figure of the engineer. Now we'll go in the front of the engine. Just move the tender back out of the way. And I think what I'm gonna, I'll bring it over this way. See it? I think you can see it a little bit better. Trying to get a better angle for the. You have the skirt, or the cow catcher they used to call it. This does have a scale coupler, and it has the release bar. You pick it up. I'll use my finger. You pick it up, and you see the bar picks up the chain, and the chain is connected to the pin. And then when you bring it down, it falls back down. It has some more railing over in this area, and the same on the other side, and the steps which will go on to the platform. You have more separate ply detail. There's piping here. You have your headlight, and you have your number 689, and that illuminates. Same on the other side of the light. You have your marker lights, green, which light. You have a bell, and it moves. You know, it goes back and forth. And also, what I like, a little extra touch, the door opens up. I mean, nothing inside, but that's a nice little touch to it. And also, it comes with a couple in case you want to lash up to another engine. And all you do is there's a screw here. You take the screw out, and you take the scale couple, and you put the other couple in, and then just put the screw down. Let me get this down here. It came up. And now we'll go over the top. On the top, there's a separate ply unit up here. I'm not sure what it is. Could be some type of air compressor. Then you have your stack, and this does have a smoke unit. It's legacy. Then you have your sand dome with some hatches, but of course this is part of the molding. And you have some piping coming down, which is also part of the molding. But it looks nice, nice detail. And you have some rivets up here. And you have these rings. It comes down. And then you have another dome. And you have 4 safety valves. And they're colored brass. And then there's the horn, which is brass, but I don't know if you can see it at this angle. And of course it has the smoke effect, which is a little hole underneath it. And the smoke would come out when you're below the horn. Then as you keep going back, you have some more detail up in here, rivets it looks like. And I mentioned all this other details. Now we go to the top of the cab. They have some nice rivet detail up in here. And you have your air hatches which do open, as you can see, this one. I'll use my finger. And this one here. And you can close them. I'd also like to show you the inside of the cab. It's some nice detail that they did with it. I'll pick it up. And this is one heavy engine, I'll tell you right now. See if I can get a light in here. Try to get a light there. I think you can see it. This is the flickering firebox right here. Then you have some type of a device in here. And you have some valves that are right in here. And on this side here, you have a hand, might be the handbrake with some more valves. And there's the throttle in this area. And again, that's the figure of the engineer. And you have the figure of the brakeman on this side. Now you have windows, and these windows actually do have glass in them, right in here. And then as you look lower, this is where you connect the engine to the tender. And right here you have the sensor, which senses all the commands of the coal tender. And that probably finishes the detail of the locomotive. I'll just put it over here. That's a real heavy engine. Now we'll get the coal tender. I'll bring it up. The coal is real. Probably glue it in there. And it has the side, has some nice detail. There's some nice rivets in here and over here. It has a handrail here, separate applied, and the same over on this side. And it has the name Nickel Plate Road. And on the top, there's a hatch. It opens up, and that's where you have the control of the volume for the speaker. And then as we come towards the back, this is your backup light, and you have the number which says 689, and when the light goes on, this illuminates the numbers, and it's on both sides. I'll close the hatch. And I'm going to just turn it so you can see the back. It's really nice. Nice engine. You have the release bar here, just like in the front, except this one here doesn't have the chain and the pin, because this coupler is operated with a legacy control. You have a nice detailed step ladder, and this is the reel. And you have your indicator lights, and of course your backup light. And down here, if I had the magnifying glass, you have some detail of writing in there. And basically, that's the coal tender. And also, the trucks are cast iron, and you have the bearings, wheel bearings and springs, but it's all in the cast, the same with the other one. Now, on the front, I'll turn it around. You have the handrails, separate applied handrails, and you have a little platform here. And on each side here, it looks like a toolbox with hinges. And this is bar right here is where the engine bar would fit in this slot. And this is the sensor that would communicate with the engine. And basically, oh, there's one other thing. On the bottom, they have some detail right in here. I'm not sure if they're supposed to represent the air brakes. I'm not sure, but maybe one of the fellas out there can tell me what it really is for. But it's nice details. And basically, that's the coal tender. So what I'll do now is I'll hook up the engine. I'll put power on the track, and I'll go through the crew talk, the whistle, the smoke, and other crew sound, legacy sound. Let's put this on here. I'll put the power on, fellas. Okay, we'll start it up.
This is the dispatcher. Do you copy?
Roger that, dispatcher. I read you. Over.
Okay, start her up. Stand by for track orders.
Thanks, dispatcher. We're ready to move.
have a blowdown. We have the whistle. I hope you can see the smoke. And the bell. That's constant. And I'll play some crew talk.
Tower, made up. Can we depart to the main line? Over.
Negative. Hold your position. Over.
Roger. Standing by. Out. Dispatcher, can we move? Over.
Signal indication. Over.
We're waiting. Let me know when I can depart. Out. Dispatcher, we're going to outlaw if we don't move soon. Any plan yet? Over.
Signal indication. Over.
We're waiting. Let me know when I can depart. Out.
This is the dispatcher. Please stand by. Over.
Okay, let me know when I can depart. Out. Dispatcher, made up. Am I clear to make a move? Over.
Negative. Stand by. Over.
Copy that, dispatcher. Let me know when I can depart. Out.
Dispatcher here. You're clear to pull. Over.
That's out. Tower, train is outbound.
Listen to the brakes. Now I'll make it go in reverse.
Dispatcher, made up and waiting on the track. I'm on. Over.
Roger that. Take the green. Over.
Roger that. Get ready to move. Out. Tower, here we go. Over.
Roger that. Have a good run. Out.
And now when the train is moving and you hit the water injection, it's at that point is when the engineer is putting water into the boiler from the coal tender. I'm going to play it.
Dispatcher, are we clear through the crossing? Over.
Copy that. Clear ahead. Over.
Dispatcher, made up and waiting on a clear track. Am I clear to make a move? Over.
Negative. Please stand by. Over.
Roger that. Standing by. Out. Dispatcher, can we move? Over.
Negative. Hold your position. Over.
Okay. Standing by. Out. Dispatcher, we're going to outlaw if we don't move soon. Any plan yet? Over.
Signal indication. Over.
We're waiting. Standing by. Out.
Dispatcher here. Take the green. Over.
Thank you much. Get ready to move.